with our friend Patrick. What's going on, Grant?
What is going on? Feels like it's been a minute, you know? I feel like I
Yeah,
haven't caught up with you guys.
It
where
has been
are
a minute.
you? I
I'm in
It's a different
Austin,
background.
Texas. Yeah, I'm in Austin, Texas right now. Though I'm still repping the Clee shirt. You see that?
What is
That's a
that? Just
Guardian.
is that the Guardian?
Oh,
Yeah, this
Or
is
is
what. Yeah.
kinda. Rendition.
No, it
But
is.
it's dead.
They've been there a
Someone's
long
artistic.
time, dude.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Grant dropped the artist. Okay, it's the Guardian.
It's a T-shirt. It's taking the Guardian. Someone made it a skull. Yeah.
Not every finger has to be the same length.
I'm an Indians fan, Grant. Just
It's this shirt was way before the.
Let's
team
go
name.
Tribe.
It's unrelated to the sports team.
I'm just playing. What are you doing in Austin, Grant?
I am
Soul searching.
No, well, I start a new job on the 24th, and I was like, maybe I should spend this time before I start working for someone else again to live for myself for a bit. So I went to Chicago, spent some time in Chicago. Chicago was fucking cold. It was like 4 degrees. And then
This is rough.
yeah, it was like 6 hours to Chicago, then stayed there for a few days. Actually went to the Second City show. That was pretty cool. And then I drove with my cousin back. She's from Austin. She lives in Austin. So we did 2 legs. It was like the first day was like 12 hours. And the second day was like 8 hours of driving. Like, as you know, Chicago to Texas is.
How many hours is that?
Guess.
It took us like
12. Is over.
no, I just said the first day was 12
Oh,
hours.
sorry.
And the second day was 8 hours.
Don't guess
20.
anymore. 6 hours. Was it
6 hours. 6 hours. You divide them like 12 divided by 8.
2 legs, 12 hours
Yeah.
in
Plus 2 legs. Okay.
12 hours in the whole body.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But you guys
Yeah,
just went
that was-
straight. You didn't like go somewhere else. Like a road trip. It was like a go home trip.
our only like stop was there is a coffee shop in Fayetteville, Arkansas that we wanted to go to, which actually ended up not being very good at all.
I'm shocked Arkansas had bad coffee.
No, they're supposed to they're really, really good roasters, but they had many locations, and we went to the location that was in the Contemporary Art Museum there. So like it was a very pretty coffee shop and basically like an art exhibit and also they sold coffee, but then I felt like the people working there like didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like if you go to if we went to their like main coffee shop, I
main
think it would have been
chain.
good.
Not the
Man.
like the McDonald's at the airport. It's like doesn't hit the
Oh,
same.
speaking of McDonald's, in Chicago, there's McDonald's headquarters, which I didn't know, but it's in
Okay.
Chicago. I was just there, and I was looking for lunch places, and it pops up, there's like a vegan place, and then below it says McDonald's global menu, and you go there, and they have like items off the from other countries that they
cool.
serve at the McDonald's.
Did you get some?
Yeah, that's where I ate lunch. I got a Polish burger. It was like a quarter pounder, normal patty, and then on top of it, it was like a cheesy potato pancake, like
Sounds
instead
pretty
of
delicious,
cheese.
actually.
Yeah, it was really fucking good.
It's like
Yeah.
French fries plus
The cheese. Yeah, it was really good. They had Chinese waffle fries.
That's a lot. What?
Yeah, they
Chinese
didn't have-
waffle fries.
Yeah,
No,
Did
because
they
they-
had like black pepper and garlic waffle fries.
I don't know. if
I saw
that's
those
a
in
thing.
Shanghai with Quinn. He was blackout the whole time.
Maybe. No, I was trying to think like since
They
I've
didn't have
eaten it.
boba. I feel like they should have had boba.
No, but they don't have boba at Chinese McDonald's. I was trying to think of what is unique
Yeah,
to.
they do. My cousin Leah said they have boba at McDonald's.
Maybe they have like a simple thing. I don't know. I'm thinking of food. I'm not a big boba guy. Grant's like, what? He's
You're not a
shocked.
big boba guy? Who
Not
doesn't
really.
like boba?
I like it, just not when I go to McDonald's. What do I want to eat? Boba or what they do have is like a giant. It's like a chicken cutlet. It's just a giant piece of chicken, and then you can eat that, and it's delicious.
Okay.
Fried
Yeah.
piece of chicken.
It's like a katsu almost.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's called anything different with
They do not have that there.
chicken, but oh, that sucks.
They actually had a pretty bad selection because they only had the burger. Then they had some Swedish chicken salads, which looked good, but like I didn't really want a salad at McDonald's. And then they had a Saudi Arabia ice cream cone, which I got too. That was pretty good. And then they had the Chinese fries, and that was it.
Chinese fries. I'll have to do some digging.
Yeah, just garlic and black pepper. It doesn't really
Yeah.
sound like
I just
And it was like, but they were not very garlicky and not very black peppery.
faint, very faint.
So
were they more expensive? Was everything like
yeah.
probably?
Mm. No, everything was pretty much McDonald's price, but the fries were more expensive than normal fries. They were still pretty cheap. Like I don't know, $8 for my meal.
Typical.
you
You're still
gonna-
feeling good? You're not. You've been doing a lot of traveling, Grant.
I feel good. Last night we went out, so like I'm not
Grant's
feeling
like,
like
that other sickness.
best. But and then I'm going tomorrow at noon. My flight leaves from Austin to Cancun.
Oh.
Do you spend?
Yeah.
How do you feel like you have enough stuff for all this, clothes and stuff?
Yeah,
Just
I
watch and
packed a
stuff?
lot. I packed like a big carry-on, and I think I packed like the biggest carry-on. Not carry-on, no, not carry-on. A check bag.
Just to check
I like
this
a massive
bag.
backpack. Yeah, and I've been pretty good at it. So like when I lived in Chicago, the last day before I went, like I washed all the clothes I wore. I just did that yesterday. So like now I have all clean clothes again. In Austin, it hasn't been that warm. So this is the first day I wore shorts.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to go to Mexico. I was like, I want some. I brought like chacos and like shorts and like tanks. It's been kind of cold here.
That kind of
First time to Mexico.
Yeah,
Nice.
like yeah. I've only been in Canada, country wise.
Go
All
the
right,
underwear.
Grant. Well, watch the tequila.
No margaritas before noon.
No margaritas.
What do you
No
mean?
drunken
I know.
fistfights at the
Oh.
beach, where the cartel is gonna snatch you up.
Yeah.
All right, Grant. You're gonna have fun at Mexico, and maybe
I'm
we'll do a
excited.
podcast next week. What are we doing? What are we doing today?
Today we are. This is a film that we rolled 3 times last week or 2 weeks ago. Out of the top 250, and Patrick picked one of those, kind of blindly. We didn't do the synopsis of any of them, and the one that we picked, or that Pat picked, was called "Like Stars on Earth." It is a 2007 Indian Hindi language psychological drama, according to Wikipedia. Film produced and directed by Amir Khan. It stars himself. Well, the film explores the life and imagination of Ishan, an 8-year-old dyslexic child. Although he excels in art, his poor academic performance leads his parents to send him to a boarding school. Ishan's new art teacher, Khan, suspects that he is dyslexic and helps him to overcome his reading disorder.
It's pretty
So
heavy, man.
After reading that, I have a question for you guys to kick it off.
Hit me.
An opening question. What does the title of the movie mean? Why is it called Like Stars on Earth?
I didn't give that any thought, but the first thing that pops into my mind is that every kid is special, like a star. and they all have shining
But stars are
potential.
not on Earth.
Right, but humans are on Earth, and humans have to go to school. So they're like, instead
Oh.
of calling them humans on Earth, they say, hey,
They're like stars.
stars, children are very pure and innocent, like maybe a star is. So that's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Manning.
Maybe it has. It kind of. Once Quinn was talking about it, it kind of tied into the poem that they read in his first class. It's like the sky versus the river. I know it looks weird based on your perspective. So it could just be kind of about his perspective being different and not seeing things.
I like that too. That was a funny scene. That it was like the first time he got it like
It's like-
right. He was like, "What the hell?"
Those teachers crack me up.
Yeah, was this your first time, Pat, seeing a Bollywood film?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Ever?
Ever.
That's crazy.
What,
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. What did you think of
First
the
impressions.
style? Yeah.
Slow. It was slow. I was.
Long.
Yeah.
Oh,
But like not in a bad way.
musical.
It was kind of musical. It was weird, but it was kind of nice. It felt like there were like natural intermissions almost, where you could like go up and go to the bathroom or something.
Like they start singing, you're like, I'm out. I'm getting a
You
beer.
just get a drink, yeah, you come back, it's still going. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it was like, I feel like it was a strong movie, but like I don't know if it was like, I don't know. It didn't. It was nice, but I feel like it didn't have much more behind that. It had a very narrow scope.
The actual film or like the Bollywood style.
Well, this is my first one, so I'm not
Okay.
gonna speak on the whole industry. But I felt like this film had a very narrow scope, which I don't know is.
What do you mean, narrow scope?
Dyslexic children.
Yeah, it just honed in on them. There
it
wasn't
was
a lot of
kinda,
like outside
like
of character building.
predictable. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
focused in
little
on like
cliche.
two people, a little bit of their ancillary, and then it just kind of like went deep into it, which is nice. But it's like a long movie focused on them.
Yeah, spoiler alert. The other films Grant and I have watched were Bollywood. All this style. It's kind of some big drama/comedy mixed with music. I mean, every song has a pretty extensive, or every movie has an extensive soundtrack.
Okay.
My understanding is actually the music industry is very much tied. Like all hits come from a movie. Like all
Interesting.
songs come from it's like one and the same entertainment industry.
Did you guys know any of the songs?
No.
Well, I was just like,
Yeah.
okay.
And we try to do that kind of here. There's big pop stars and rap stars that put songs on movies, but usually they
It's
end
not
up
the
not.
same.
I'm trying to think. Wiz
Panther?
Khalifa's "See You Again." That one was pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, like what?
You said Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's like it's interesting. It's a soundtrack versus
That's more intertwined.
Didn't Eminem have a song for Venom?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
he did.
Spider-Man had a good, the animated one. It's mostly Marvel.
That's just I feel like they're different. I feel like it's different. I feel like a soundtrack is different than performing single. Like the characters are a part of the song in Bollywood. The characters are not part of you're listening to Sunflower by Post Malone and it's not relating back to Spider-Man at all.
Yeah, I see.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a sunflower. Yeah, you're not thinking of the movie at all. It can stand on its own.
It does. I think people are like, "Oh yeah, the soundtrack was dope," but I mean, the lyrics are not about Spider-Man. I guess it's almost like the music in a Bollywood. It's like a musical. It's like a musical. They're singing musical numbers
Yeah,
about
it'd be like
what's going on.
Hamilton
the
songs
story.
coming out. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. It's Hamilton. It's not
Soundtrack.
like, what's that from?
Yeah. No, I get that. That is a good distinction to make.
Did you feel the same way, Grant? Is this too narrow for you, or did you?
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we've seen a few Bollywood films. Part of the
Tismar
podcast,
Khan.
Tismar Khan. Is that the only one we've seen?
Well, I've seen two other ones that we haven't reviewed on
I've
this
seen
show.
Shanti Yeah, I've seen, and you've seen Three Idiots.
Seen Secret Superstar, and actually
Mhm.
all of which have that
Amir Khan.
Amir Khan dude who's like mega famous.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest. He's
Most
cool.
influential actor in the world.
Is he?
That's what I read. His
You
Wikipedia
read
page
something
a little
there?
bit after.
I mean, I
Newsweek
bet.
said that. Yeah.
Because he's hitting India, but he's also hitting like China and all the other countries
Asia.
around there too. Asia.
Asia
The
Pacific.
biggest movie star in the world.
Newsweek.
Anyways, Bollywood. Some of the Bollywood films I've seen in the past, I think when it's like a comedy or something, like I think the format of Bollywood works better in something that's not as serious as this, because the over the top, you got the music, the people breaking out into a song. Like when it's funny, it's like that adds like the format of Bollywood kind of adds to the humor and adds to like the ridiculousness and the levity of the film. And this was more serious and kind of felt, it wasn't my favorite Bollywood film, I guess, that I've seen.
No, I might chalk it up to
No.
like kids. I mean, none of us have kids. Another thing, I didn't personally struggle through the school system. Not saying it's great, but there was not a lot of relating going on. You're like, what do I grab onto? That teacher's kind of a dick. Yeah, I think teachers are dicks.
What about when he was licking the board? Did you relate to that at all?
Yeah, that
He was just
me.
licking the board after he was like
I thought about
growling
that.
at it.
2 years ago. No, it was very serious, and I can see why a lot of people would like the film, because it is this kind of child innocence struggling. Need to have some TLC for everybody.
I think also is probably really big in India because I think it's more of a societal problem than in America.
Yeah.
Like you have to be good at math and science.
Uh-huh.
You need to compete in the world, right? Well, and I mean, there's a billion people in India, and you do have to compete if you want to be successful and support family. And I feel like it's a little bit different in America, where I don't,
We take it for
it's not
granted.
it's not uncommon to focus on art and for it to not be that taboo. I think it's more taboo in India to be like, I'm going to be an artist.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, these films have been out for a while. I'm thinking of this one and Three Idiots, which are both touching upon academic subjects. And I watched this one with Celia, and I asked her, I was like, hey, is there anything like kind of like this in China? She's like, no, there's no, they're not there yet where there's mainstream support or awareness around kind of different avenues.
Doing your own path and stuff.
Yeah, just something else.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I felt the same way as you did, Grant, watching it, where it's like, oh, it's kind of like, I already get it. I'm like, yeah, you could just do, I don't know. He's not good at math and science. Like, do something else. It seemed like an easier choice to me, but culturally, that's not the case for a lot of other countries. Yeah, I think with the reason I didn't like this so much was I think I talked about the kids and unrelatability, which conversely is why I liked Three Idiots a lot. I don't think you haven't seen it, right, Grant?
I've seen probably half of it, and we just never finished it.
Okay. Well, that film is very relatable in my opinion, because I think they're in college, and it's the distinction between kind of college learning where there are the kids that are just obsessed with the grade and whatever the textbook says, and rote memorization and all that sort of stuff. But then you have not whatever Amir Khan coming in and being like, oh, what if we think for a change? Like, just think. And I thought that was more relevant, it was more entertaining, more just real to me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my own experience.
You don't have kids,
I don't.
so do you have a
And
do you
if
have
I
a
had
dog?
a kid, they wouldn't be struggling in math.
They
I
just
do
have
have
to
a dog.
focus,
You gotta focus. You gotta write it, do it again and again. And
concentrate.
Yeah, the dad was pretty dumb.
yeah, it was like, I cannot read this. This is Chinese. Yeah, a lot of people were very extreme in their viewpoints, and I'm sure they are in real life. And then actually, I don't know how the teachers magically turn a new page, turn a new leaf.
Oh yeah, what was up with that? I
Um,
had that in there too. I was like, you have these fucking asshole like teachers, and now they're like cheery and
Yeah, they're
like
like,
most
the
loved.
art teacher fixed
Yeah.
him. He's all good now. What can we do for you?
Yeah.
After they went to that art competition, kind of just opened their minds. They experienced joy again.
Is that where it started?
I think so. I don't know.
It might. I mean,
I think so.
that's all they showed. It was basically Amir Khan helping Isaiah, the kid, for a long time. After, and then they had the art competition, and bada boom. I didn't know they were gonna put they put his face on the back of the yearbook. That was
Pretty dope
we
shot.
only have one winner.
But they didn't. Yeah, because that was the other dude's painting.
Right. I just thought it wasn't gonna show up. I thought,
to
there was
split
only
the
one
baby.
winner.
No, they're like, there's only one winner on the front page, on the front cover.
Did they specifically mention the back cover?
No, that was the reveal. He was
Right.
the runner-up. Goes on the back cover.
They never said that. We saw that.
That was implied. Yeah.
That's the silver medal.
I don't know. Maybe I have dyslexia.
What'd you guys think of the ending? Did you fall in love a little bit?
With
Which part? Where he
The
jumps
dirty
in the
dancing
air?
move? They ended on dirty dancing. A big moment.
Throws
Wow.
air.
he yeeted him.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah. Just, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
I
was
so
fitting-
I kind of want to touch on this. I want to touch on
Yeah.
this a little bit. There's like, so I have a note on here saying why because he got dressed and he left early, and then they like drew that out, and then he like, is he gonna show? Is he not gonna show? Is he gonna show? He's not here. Where's
He
his shot? Where's
committed
his shot?
suicide or
And what is the point of that besides just more like suspense, the reveal? That's what it felt like, right? And I feel like there's parts where it's melodramatic, and the ending is one of those parts. And I think the fact that he's not here, is he gonna show up? I don't know. And then when they were when he won, and they were like looking for him, and they were doing like slow mo, at points where you're like, this is so melodramatic.
For
So
sure.
melodramatic. Yes. And I don't know.
It
what do
rubbed you
guys
the
think
wrong
about that?
way.
No, it didn't even. I was just like, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't know if
it's a little cheesy.
like when you're writing things, you may have to work backwards. So, and I don't know if this is a good technique. Maybe it works sometimes, but so they probably came up with the idea of, all right, they have the art competition. What is he going to draw? Like what is going to win him first prize? And as we saw, it's that landscape, beautiful landscape that he sees when he gets up super early. that's
Oh,
what.
really? Was that it?
Yeah, I think that's what he draws for first prize. Is that right, Pat? Vic?
That that makes
I think
sense.
so.
But I didn't make that connection.
I didn't
I-
like his painting that much. I was kidding.
I thought he should have lost.
Yeah.
I think it's
It was
what
rigged.
he's
For an
staring at
8-year-old.
in the very early morning, and he puts that into color on the page. But
Okay.
the initial inspiration, they go, all right, well, if he's gonna draw this beautiful landscape, how does he get there? And some dude's like, he can just get up real early and go look. He's soul searching. I don't know.
I
agree,
didn't even
it's-
make that connection though.
Okay.
What does that connection even mean?
Did you know
He
that
was
his
able to-
drawing was like the landscape, Patrick?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
thought it
Well,
was
then
like
they did a fucking bad job working
Yeah.
backwards. I think you're right. I think that makes most sense.
It
But
does, and it, like
I don't think they really showed much.
I think it was the moon or something. It's been a minute, but
Yeah, it was like a sliver of a moon, but he was like his painting looked like he was like on water.
I
He
thought it was
on
like a dock. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he did not go to a dock the night
wasn't-
before.
I don't think he went to a dock.
No, but the painting was a dock. That's our point.
No, he's in a. It's him. I'm looking at it. Him sitting on the ground, staring into a pond. Is that not where? It's either what he saw, or it's from the very beginning of the movie when he made that thing,
Okay.
made that boat thing, and he was sitting there. I'm not sure. I'll have to follow up on that. But yeah, I guess it's unclear. Maybe he shouldn't have won. I don't. But he had to win.
He did have to win.
Some of the teachers should have gotten an honorable mention at least.
I think the students whoever drew those little cartoon pictures of the teachers should have won.
Yeah, I wonder who did those.
Yeah, those were
Maybe
pretty
the
good. The
teacher.
caricatures.
The teacher probably did it.
Yeah.
So these things grant, just too melodramatic for you. So you didn't
A little cheesy.
you didn't like it.
Well, no, it's not. No, I'm just saying. I think that's why when the subject matter is not as serious and it's kind of over the top in drama or cheesiness, you kind of can laugh along and it kind of adds to the film. I think when the movie was kind of sad, at points you're just like kind of sad, and then they're like singing a song, and you're like, I don't know, feel like it doesn't add. You're not like, it kind of detracts from sitting with the sadness and like processing, that's all I'm saying.
Do you feel that way, Patrick?
Yeah, I definitely did think it was over the top and cheesy. Yeah, I agree with that. But I don't know if they could have done it another way, because it was just like a simple kind of movie. Like there wasn't like a whole lot of conflict. It was just kind of, I don't know. I feel like there are usually so many like twists and turns, even in like children's movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watched a recent Disney movie, and I just feel like it always has like so many more layers than what's immediately present. And this one, it just kind of like played out how you'd expect it. So if it's
Very
going to
surface
do
level.
that,
Yeah.
it has to have those extra kind of like emphasis on what it's doing.
Yeah, and the
But-
Disney stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
There's stuff for the adults, there's stuff for the kids, there's stuff in between. You're like, wow, everything kind of like fits. And this
And
was
there's so many layers. It's just a more complex kind of film.
I'm looking back at, 'cause they got me real curious about these paintings, and I see the painting, and he's sitting down, and there's a pond, and there's some trees, and there's a landscape, and in the morning, that's where he went.
Okay.
But it's a little bit different. But there's
He
definitely
didn't
a
sit
pond.
down.
He didn't sit down, but
I didn't show the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't see the pond.
there's a body of water and a a landscape kind of behind him. So I think it's like, oh, he just sees the world in a different way, you know? He's like able to take these images that he experienced in his head and put them on paper.
Was that his plan all along?
He doesn't.
It was
I don't
Liam
think he
Early
doesn't
and-
have a plan, dude. He's
Doesn't even know what's in his pockets.
yeah. I mean, I
He
didn't know.
can't
Like,
button his shirt.
yeah, I don't know what was. I didn't know what was wrong with him in the beginning. I didn't know if he was mute
Yeah.
or like.
He seemed like he was more developmentally just like challenged than just dyslexia. So I know some people who struggle with dyslexia. It sounds like it felt like he had a combination with like ADHD too or something, you know, like he could not concentrate at all.
No.
Like being dyslexic doesn't mean you can't hear and follow instructions.
Yeah,
It
and
makes it. They probably all always go like hand in hand though.
Why
to focus
though?
on-
Hard to focus on text and reading is different than hard to listen and pay attention.
well, you don't.
But whatever
you-
they tell you is start when you can go.
It's just more like you can't do it. So like, why would I mean? This isn't getting anywhere, so I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna
No,
look out
like
the window.
putting his shirt on in the morning and being
Oh, man.
distracted and like ignoring his mom and like her having that's like more developmental issues
Yeah.
than just dyslexia, at least from what I know about
You just
developmental
gotta-
issues.
He's got to touch is something else. I don't know.
Touch it hard.
Yeah, I mean, they probably picked. I mean, the reason they went with this sort of child is it's probably common where you're not, like, obviously challenged enough to go to a whole new school. It's not that obvious, but you definitely struggle in other parts of your life, and you're in this weird in-between area. So you go to regular school, and the teachers just don't give a shit.
They don't care that the letters are dancing.
Oh, I was like, what the? That whole.
You think
what is
that's
it, 9
funny?
divided by 3.
He's like looking at he's like the Earth is the third planet. And this Pluto's the ninth, so we're gonna bounce all the way over there.
Yeah, that was pretty smart. He knew. I didn't, you know, and he knew what Mars was next, and
Yeah, he knew
Jupiter
other
was
pieces
there, and Saturn.
colors.
and-
Yeah, he just couldn't
Colors.
get the right answer.
That was 3.
What do
He
you
was doing
mean?
some-
9 times 3 is not 3?
I don't even remember.
He
Was,
was-
it times or divided by?
It's 3
No.
times. No, it's 3 times 9,
6.
and he put 3.
equals.
No, he did
He
3
bit 3. Okay, well that
because Earth won and Pluto did not exist anymore.
Pluto is done. He was doing some Grant goes to Austin. How long does it take to go to Austin math?
Oops, you guys were doing the math.
But
I
you
had
guys
done
got
the
to
math.
like. You think about just that question though. I mean, I understand spelling and the reading and the writing, but like 3 times 9, like, where's the confusion there?
That's
They
what I'm
didn't-
saying.
they
Like,
didn't really.
it's dyslexia is a piece, I think, of this
Yeah.
kid's. Like, it's a piece of his developmental issues.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, and it actually probably doesn't help educate people on dyslexia because someone will be like, "Oh, I'm dyslexic." They'll be like, "Oh, you're like fucking dumb then." Like, you
lick
can't do
the
math. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
which
like
is not right. You know, like I think dyslexia, you're like, I don't, you know, like I can do math. Like I wish it just hurts, and it's kind of hard to like read things. It's from what I understand.
I think there's
From
something
my
different between
friends.
numbers and letters too. Like if you're dyslexic, you can not necessarily
Yeah,
have a tough time with numbers.
I think that's true.
And isn't it something that can't be like cured completely?
Yeah,
No.
but you do like therapy and like you get
You have to just take
specialized
special
teaching.
treatment. He did a good job with it. You know, like focusing on the patterns that his specific
Oh
patterns
yeah,
he got confused with, like B and D.
yeah. Not so much him, but also I don't know if it was implied that Amir Khan, he said he had dyslexia or maybe had something else, and then Now he's
No,
like
I
writing
think he
like
was just saying.
backwards.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird.
I just didn't know if he, what,
If
how
he
bad he
was
was, and how far.
was
It was,
did he
I don't
say
know.
he had dyslexia? I have pulled up here right in front of me is Agatha Christie's Wikipedia, and there's nothing really on here that says she couldn't read and write as a kid.
Good fact.
Because I was like, well, that was the only one that stood out for me.
You're like, and then she became
Because
the writer.
yeah, that's why it stood out. Oh wait, she did not learn how to read until she was 8.
Okay, so she struggled at an early age.
Wait, no. According to Christie, Clara believes she should not learn to read until she was 8. Thanks to her curiosity, she was reading at age 4.
So she
So,
would
you know,
ban
She's like
from.
reversed.
And then there's a
Yeah.
lot. Christie was a voracious reader from an early age.
Sounds
Ferocious.
dyslexic.
I don't think she struggled with reading and writing.
See, like
She taught
blogs.
herself when she was 2.
Agatha Christie was not dyslexic. Who on earth benefits from this fabrication?
Only Christy.
Amir
haters.
Khan.
Amir Khan's.
Also, like imagine
Wallet.
he's like I'm gonna produce this film and make me like this kind of like savior. You know,
Yeah, it
he's
felt like
like
it was more about the
I'm gonna
teacher.
I'm gonna be the savior. Like it felt a little vain. In fact, it
When-
was like all these kids and like you know, and he's like teaches like he's his like image, you know, is like this dude who is teaching, you know, people with developmental issues, who are slower, right? And he's just like cannot get better as a human, and he produced the film. And really, at the end of the day, in real life, he's just an actor. I don't know. It just seems like a little vain.
When he was talking to the dad about caring, I was like,
Oh yeah,
that is like, I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to say that to a parent. I get what you're going with, but like,
It was funny, man. He's like,
yeah, it was.
you know, my wife's been reading about this disease. Just to let you
Yeah.
know.
We care, but I don't know. Like just saying, I don't know all those things. It was just I feel
Yeah, I
like
think-
a little bit of ego stroking,
I got those vibes a little bit too.
just to say things that are like powerful and sincere.
Yeah, a lot of powerful quotes. Very melodramatic. Very.
Well, he produced. That's the thing. It's like he produced it. It just feels like I don't know, a little bit like
Well, we don't know
Yeah.
his background.
Ego
He's
stroking.
got a long history of helping people and being
That's true.
mega famous.
yeah, that's true. I mean, he's the
It's got a
World's
super long
most-
Wikipedia page. So
yeah, he does. Is there a philanthropy section, Quinn?
probably. I feel like every celebrity's got to have their philanthropy section in there.
Yeah, they better.
If you
or they're
don't-
gonna get canceled.
Oh, intolerance. Something.
Mhm.
And yeah, everyone's got their controversy section too. Something
Against
about-
Muslims.
He said India was intolerant. I think they nixed that real quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't really have much else. It didn't feel as long as it was to me. Maybe it did to others.
It felt pretty long at points, but I also watched it today.
Oh, I watched it
So-
2 weeks ago, so.
Yeah. It's yeah. I wish I didn't. It felt long because I think I knew I had it dead. You know, like I had to.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, when is it gonna end?
You've been living it up in Chicago and Austin and drinking. You're like, now I gotta
Put in the work.
put in the work. Sponsors will not be happy if I haven't even watched the movie.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have any last comments?
No.
He's falling asleep. It's like
I'm tired.
tired. My head hurts. All right, is it Is it about that time? Grant, it's about that time. The G&Q patented review where we decide whether the true rating of Like Stars on Earth is over or under the IMDb rating. And with 184,000 votes, we are sitting at
It's a lot.
8.4. Top 250.
Wait, why'd you make that face when
I don't know what you're talking
it's
about.
not your term to go?
I just
over
forgot it was
under?
on the top 250, so I refreshed.
You said 8.4.
So I was doing my baritone.
Like, was that a low? Like, it's whoa, it's so low.
Yeah, I was going for that. All right, Grant, why don't you start? What are you do? Where are you going?
I've gone under. I think, yeah, I don't know. The combination of kind of the cliche, like, melodramatic pieces of it, the predictability, not the life lessons or whatever. It's not that. Also, maybe being American, the lesson was not that deep, or like you're like
Wasn't
yeah,
resonating. You're like,
it
oh
wasn't
God, I
resonant.
could be an artist. I could be something
That
else
could be
than an
wow.
engineer.
I need to show this to my parents to they stop beating me every night.
Yeah.
No, nothing like so. Yeah, I 8.4 is pretty high. It's really high, and I'm actually kind of confused how this ended up on the top. I don't know. It's not 250.
High on the
It's-
list too.
It's high, but what about you, Pat?
I'm gonna go under. It's a little too high on the list for me to go over. I'm sorry, but I did like it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
You lost your Bollywood virginity too.
Amir Khan, I'll never forget you. Yeah, like I would recommend this movie if someone asked me. I'd say yeah, I would watch it. Just because I think it's like, while it is a bit narrow, it's nice. Something that, even though I feel like it's not like crazy relatable, it still elicits like, I don't know. I feel like I have empathy, and it can kind of be transferred over to their situation, even though it's not something I can relate to. So yeah, I think it's a good movie, but I'll still go under. It's just too high up. I always like to click on the ratings to see the demographic information,
Mm-hmm.
and old people hate this movie. Everywhere,
Really?
everywhere, all the demographics, it's above an 8, except old people. For men and women, it's both. It's like
When you say
7,
old
6,
people,
9.
what's the
45 and up.
45 plus, yeah.
because they're the parents. They're like, this is why my kid wants to be an artist.
Nonsense.
They think that, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Go back to the books.
Back to the books. I'm gonna go under 2. I think Pat mentioned the demographics. I think part of the large, widespread appeal is just non-U.S. Approval and loving an alternative. Just anything that's going against.
This is your theory?
This is my theory. It's a wild one. It's way out there. But yeah, it just wasn't that high of a rating for me. So I'm an under.
Yeah, I mean, now I've got into the demographics because, dude, 59,010 out of 10s.
It's crazy.
That's I think is that I don't click on the demographics every time, but
Yeah.
that seems like that might be the skewing. Like 59,000 people.
Yeah, usually it's
a
more
third of the fucking votes. A third of the votes were like best film ever. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. A third of the people. Like that's crazy.
There's nothing it could do no wrong.
But also
They
just like
the film ends and they're just like, well, that's it.
Right.
That's it.
IMDb.
We should shut down Bollywood because not going to peak that.
and actually it's not really that. I mean, many votes if you think about the population of India and the world, but it is a lot of 10 out of 10s.
More than half of the Shawshank votes are 10 out of 10.
That's got like a weird cult people
don't-
know it's the top on the list, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, it's the best movie. Let me go help it out."
I'm a movie fan. I'm a film critic.
Don't you think like to be this high on the list, you have to have a lot of 10 out of 10s?
Yes.
Like to even be above an 8, you have to have a.
You gotta have some 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
This
Math.
is true.
I'm dyslexic, but I know numbers. That's right.
It's true.
Yeah,
Very true.
I
Can't disagree.
I just think I don't know. I think you guys probably feel similar in this, but like it's really hard for me to rate any film full score, full points. Yeah, or 5 out of 5. What it's like, 9. I can go 9. What you got? Something to
Yeah, I have a question. Have you guys ever actually rated a film on IMDb? I don't think I ever
No.
did.
No.
I've never, because I was wondering if you could like.
Could you
slide
do a
the scale to,
decimal?
like 9.8? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can. But I can't confirm it because I've never voted.
Yeah,
mean,
I think it's probably integers as
We
well.
should all vote on each of these.
Oh, I had
after.
to sign in.
Yeah, that's what I
I
was.
tried to give Shrek a 10 out of 10.
Did you sign in?
Cook the books. No, I do have an account, but I'm not signed in, I guess.
Wait, I just did. Wait.
I just made an account. First,
can't
I'm
do
going to
half.
Shawshank. 10 out of 10.
Out of 10.
That's the best movie I've ever seen.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right.
Integers only.
Oh yeah, it's only stars.
And who knows what kind of,
Bots.
I can make a fake account. Yeah, read it.
Russian
They're probably
bots
not
are-
too concerned with fake
Amir
ratings.
Khan, might be like, yo,
His-
this film is gonna be on the top 250.
His whole agency. It's
We're
part of your-
falling out of the top 250. He's hitting the child weight.
It's like
Yeah.
Indian
Can't say that.
onboarding.
He's
Everybody
like,
has to
Ishan, get all of your friends. Get on
Focus.
IMDb. Focus.
You need to
Put
concentrate
your
and
fucking
click.
painting away.
You only did 10 stars this hour.
And
you need,
click.
You need at least 100 ratings an hour.
Come on.
Oh, man.
All right. 3 unders.
All right.
What are we doing next week, Grant?
Next week.
Or 2 weeks? We don't know. I'll let you know.
What's our next podcast going to be on, Grant?
Well, so next week.
Childhood education?
No. Well, just like think, what season is it right now? Like it's
Winter.
it's Oscar season. Oscars are coming up
Oh,
soon.
Okay.
And
Season.
so the first thing when you think of Oscars, what do you think of?
Movie.
Best picture.
No, Reefer Madness.
Oh,
Right?
Why is
Isn't that
that
what comes?
great? What? You're crazy.
Are
No,
you
like
high,
when you
Grant?
think of an Oscar, like
You've been
Oh,
smoking the
like
double
Reefer
sauce.
Madness, like the film. Don't,
Mm,
Am I the only one who I think Oscars? I think Reefer Madness or
like it got snubbed. It should have won.
yeah,
Everyone
Duh.
knows.
It's like the biggest scandal with the Oscars. How
Citizen
Reefer Madness
Kane
didn't
or
win.
Reefer Madness, Best Picture of 1936.
37. Yeah, right.
All right.
I'm being a little facetious, but we will be watching Reefer Madness next week, which is a 1937 film, originally made as Tell Your Children and sometimes titled The Burning Question, Dope Addict, Doped Youth, and Love Madness. It's a 1937 American propaganda film about drugs revolving around the melodramatic events that ensue when high school students are lured by pushers to try marijuana, from a hit and run accident to manslaughter, suicide, conspiracy to murder, attempted rape, hallucinations, and descend into madness from marijuana addiction. Wow.
Adults only.
It's a good whodunit. I'm excited. We're gonna get to the bottom of this one.
Where does it say mystery?
Conspiracy.
Yeah, so this is
It's a piece of American history I think everyone needs to watch, and none of us have seen it. but we've
What do
all heard about it.
Reefer Madness. That's the poster. The sweet pill that makes life better. Talks only.
The sweet pill?
That's what it says up here.
It does say that.
Interesting.
They don't even know what they're against.
I mean, it is a picture of a joint, so I think
Youthful marijuana victims.
what actually happens.
True story.
It's quoted a lot in pop culture, and I'd be curious how many people have seen it that quote it, because it's I don't know. I was thinking it was something else than what it was. I didn't know it was an actual film. I thought it was Nixon propaganda. Yeah, I thought it was like war on drugs, because they were
I
pushing
mean,
out
it
a bunch
is
of
part of
propaganda.
it, but
Yeah, no, but Nixon's like this, like way later.
Pre-hippie. This
Yeah,
was
he
still
was like
racist.
60s.
uh,
You
I'm
mean
just trying to think
crazy.
about what
We'll find out.
cannabis
Sure.
brain cell. I think I found out what you were talking about, but
I was thinking this was like Dazed and Confused or something. Like a Cheech and Chong film from the 80s.
Oh. That would have been fun.
yeah, maybe we gotta watch that next. Who knows?
Yeah, but that I think I was a bit more off base than Grant, so I just want to defend his honor.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, anything else, guys, before we wrap up?
No, it's time to get high.
Enjoy Mexico, Grant.
Thank you.
Nice and tan.
I want to do some, maybe I'll do snorkeling or something. But anyways, thank you all for listening, watching us, whether this is in your car or while you're working out, or you're catching us live right now, which I don't think you are, because I see a big donut with zero viewers in my corner.
I don't see that. I mean,
Okay.
What do you see, Quinn? What do you see?
I see Earth jumping around and three. That's
Oh,
I
hell
just see
yeah.
the world differently than Grant. So
yeah. So thank you all for listening. Please join us next week for Reefer Madness. In the meantime, you can follow our social media at GQ Review. That is for our Twitter and our Instagram. And you can reach out to us with maybe your favorite Bollywood film, your favorite Amir Khan film, your favorite film in general, whatever, feedback at gqreview.com is our email. That's where you can reach us. Until then, we will see you next week.
peace.
Peace.